Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday morning to all of you. And what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and we are here for, first off, the final review with my current intro, as depending on how I feel when I get back home from watching Chamber tonight, I may go live tonight to review it tonight, or I might wait till tomorrow. But whenever that happens, the next wrestling review I do on this channel after this will have the brand new intro. And it'll also be, as I go live for that, I will be activating the Instagram page. So I hope you guys will be excited just as I am to get that portion of the channel started. So, we're going to go here real quick here. Again, I wanted to do this last night. I do have about an hour until my parents get here, though, so I do want to make this quick. But I wanted to do this last night, but if you saw my Dynamite review, I was starting to lose my train of thought. And I apologize, because that review was not that good. I apologize. That was not a good live review. I tried to stay in there, but I was getting tired. I was losing my train of thought, so I apologize. But we're going to talk about last night's episode of Smackdown, the February 17th, 2023, which took place at the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, which again is the same place to where the Elimination Chamber will be taking place tonight, February 18th, 2023, at the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So this is the go-home show. Boy, oh boy, are they still making you want to have Sami Zayn win? But I still feel the plan is for Roman to retain and for Sami to get betrayed by Jay and go on to WrestleMania and have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn fight the Usos for the tag titles. So, again, like I said, I feel like the idea of them doing that is for Sami and Kevin to have a moment they can share together, which I believe, is proper, knowing their journeys together. Because, again, Cody Rhodes is just, he deserves to get the spot he's in. And Sami does too deserve to be the one to dethrone Roman, as the story makes a lot of sense to do so. But again, I think the best case scenario to go here is stick with the course and have Sami Zayn defeat Roman Reigns. Just my opinion. But, of course, they may change their mind. We will see. It's the thing, though, if they did change their mind, though, it would be a big deal. It would be a huge deal if they did that. But, yeah, we're going to roll into it, talk about it, and we will go from there. So, as far as SmackDown, it was kind of just there. I mean, if it wasn't for the closing segment, I'd say it was pretty average. Like I said, the build to Elimination Chamber feels like, other than Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns on SmackDown, everything else was mainly on Raw. SmackDown felt like a little bit of filler in the build to Elimination Chamber, because not much of Chamber is involved on SmackDown. The only thing that's involved is 3 of the women in the women's Chamber match. Other than that, again, nothing else really happened on SmackDown right now. So, because of that ending segment, this was decent. I'll give this a little bit of a higher grade. They ended a feud that, again, I wasn't really didn't really think many people really benefited from. They kind of, again, are just teasing, some that they're starting over with the opening match that I'll talk about. Other than that, like I said, not much really happened on this episode of SmackDown. Nothing really. We also had a Intercontinental title match because it was pretty predictable, but I'll explain also why, again, I still think they may have done it the way they did, but we'll get to it in a second. But let's roll in and talk about this episode. So we opened up with first off, we're showing the graphic for Jerry Jarrett, who again passed away just a couple days ago, the father of Jeff Jarrett, rest in peace, We got a recap of the Usos defending their Smackdown tag titles last week and all the drama with all that. And how Roman Reigns had called Paul Heyman and told Jey Uso to stay home from not come to Montreal because they think it's better to watch from the television than be there live because you never know what you may see. What does that mean? I don't know, but we'll have to, of course, find out. But again, I think that might still be a way, again, to at least write Jimmy off TV for Elimination Chamber. Because, again, Jimmy Uso apparently is not allowed to go to Canada because of the fact he has of his DUIs. So there was that recap. So we did not see any of the Usos tonight. We didn't even see Roman Reigns tonight. Then we opened up with a tag match with Natalya and Shotzi Blackheart teaming up against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. This was decent. Like I said last week, it seems that they're slowing back on Ronda Rousey. Kind of like starting over, like starting from scratch with her somewhat. Because she's not going after Charlotte right now. Surprised that she is not. You would think, knowing how Ronda is, always wanted to be at the top, doesn't take losing well, she would want to be, back at the top. But, again, with how lackluster she's been since she came back at last year's Rumble, then maybe slowing down, starting over might be the best thing. So, again, it sucks that we're probably not getting Ronda versus Becky, as I've been saying since Ronda came back. I still don't understand. Storyline-wise, even though the roles were reversed, which would have been odd, I still don't get why Ronda just didn't go after Becky at last year's WrestleMania. But whatever, I guess we'll maybe hope for next year, or SummerSlam maybe, who knows. But at some point, one-on-one, you gotta do Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch. You got to one time. But we'll see. But yeah, they seem to slow down with Ronda. They're probably set up again for Ronda and Shayna to have a run with those women's tag titles. Which, fine, whatever, they mean absolutely nothing. The match is decent. A lot of people talk about how Ronda made up for that botched spot. She botched one of Shotzi's moves at Survivor Series in the match. Ronda and Shayna get the victory. Although there was a point in the match where Ronda went for like a crossbody and landed on her knee awkwardly and was sounding like she actually hurt it. I thought at first she may have possibly injured it, but she was able to fight out of it and still get Shotzi to tap out to the armbar. But that might have been just a nice tease, just because Natty put the sharpshooter on her. A nice tease to think that maybe Natty was going to make Ronda tap out. If that was all kayfabe, I do like how they did that. But nothing crazy, but it was decent. Ronda Rousey wins for her team by submission, and we go from there. We had 2 video packages throughout the night of Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns' story, starting from last April when Sami first tried to align himself with the Bloodline, and then all the moments he had helped save the Bloodline, and also highlighting how him and Jey Uso didn't have much of a bond, leading up to, of course, like the trial of Sami Zayn for part 1, whenever Roman told him that his final test was going to be this Saturday at Rumble. And, of course, the second one was, the fault, what happened at Rumble and the fallout from all of that, setting up, again, for this match. So those were good video packages, of course. And, of course, throughout the night, twice we had them, have interviews from the crowd, if it was a pre-show thing. People are excited for all this. Basically hyping up Sami Zayn's homecoming. And the idea of Sami Zayn fighting for a title. That, though, I will say was different. And usually stuff like that annoys a lot of people. But I personally like that. Because, again, it is creating the sense that WWE does want you to think Sami Zayn can legitimately win this match tonight, I should say. So, I will take that. That was good there. Then we have we have Hit Row. And they start doing this rap. And at first I'm like, dang, awesome. Like, this is something I've been waiting for Hit Row to do since they got back. Like, do like their raps and like that cypher thing they did at an NXT. And then I listened to it and I don't know what it was, but was it just me or just did it feel like they couldn't rap? Because I know they could rap, but that was not good the way that they rapped. It was not really, I don't know, like something just seemed off with it when they did it. But then the lights go out and this got a little confusing. Because Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy appear when the lights come back on with holy shit chants, and then Bray was wearing a mask, and then they both got into the ring, but they worked together. I'm confused. Like, again, Bray, I thought the whole idea of Uncle Howdy was that Uncle Howdy was like that person who was trying to, like, you know, again, an example I'll give. Did anybody ever watch when they were kids the little special called The Grinch is the Cat in a Hat, where the Grinch looked into the mirror and the mirror basically told him, you know, stop acting so nice, you know, be a Grinch or whatnot. Basically, it's like the same thing. The idea I was getting from Uncle Howdy is that Uncle Howdy was trying to get Bray Wyatt to stop, like, you know, to stop running away from his demons and embrace them all. But now it's like, okay, are they working together now? And he's consuming them? Like, I'm lost. Like, okay, this is different. I'm intrigued, but I'm again, it's one of these where I'm invested, but I'm confused. But then after they take out and completely squash Hit Row, because again, they're just not doing it right now. Anyway, so they work together to squash Hit Row. Bray Wyatt then tells Montreal they're welcome before saying that now that he's back in control of himself and his family, which again, I'm still not sure why, he wants to tell Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar that whoever of them wins tomorrow night, they should run. So that throws out my prediction of Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley going to a draw and getting to WrestleMania, which is, again, a little disappointing. Because, again, I do think that Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley should get to WrestleMania. I really do. And I also still think that their blow-off match should have had a stipulation to it. So I'm a little disappointed by that. I guess, and the thing too also is honestly though, out of both of them, I'm a little more interested in Bray Wyatt. Well, unless they're doing this because they have stable with Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt Six or whatever they're forming versus Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Business. But that's tough also because also you don't want the Hurt Business losing and honestly, the thing is, I'm more interested in Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar then would have to beat Bobby Lashley. So it's a tough call. Like, both would be good, but I have my issue with which one is which. I mean, I don't know who else Bray Wyatt could wrestle at WrestleMania this year, as he should be on the show, but I still wish they would have waited and gotten this match to WrestleMania. So that disappointed me a little bit. I'd rather see them get to WrestleMania. But I guess we're doing Bray Wyatt versus either Brock Lesnar or Bobby Lashley. But again, as of right now, I'm hoping it ends up being Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley because I want Bobby Lashley to beat Brock Lesnar. But now that they're doing this, I don't know. This was out of nowhere, but also again just a little bit disappointing. So we'll see what happens tonight at Chamber. We have the Brawling Brutes backstage with Drew McIntyre getting ready for the Banger Bros tag match against the Viking Raiders. We also get some hype for recent sporting champions showing off their title belts. And also we revealed, we get a recap of last week's number one contenders match for the IC title, in which Madcap Moss won. Which again, no offense, but I'm not taking this match seriously. I was not taking this match seriously at all whatsoever. Madcap cuts a promo where he's with Emma, and he admits that nobody believed he was going to win last week. Emma gives him a pep talk, and he's into it, talking about how he's going to win the match because he is a superstar. And he's like, yes, Madcap Moss is a superstar. I'm like, sorry, buddy, you got to prove it to me. Like, just you being teamed up with your popular girlfriend is not going to make me take you seriously. I'm sorry. Again, he's trying, I know, but I'm sorry. Like, again, even the way he won last week, looked like he got lucky. It really looked like he got lucky. But there's that. Then we had the Banger Bros, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, take on the Viking Raiders. Eric and Ivar, match was what it was. The baby faces won the match. Again, they're really not doing much character development with the Viking Raiders. Like, when they somewhat repackaged, became heels, and even though that feud with the New Day wasn't really, making me dig them too much, I was somewhat interested in them rebranding and being heels. I was also interested in, having this new Valhalla character for Sarah Logan. But again, they've done nothing but just cut backstage promos. Like, there's nothing to their characters. Like, there's no, development. Like, they're just people dressed up in costumes showing up for matches. Again, they can wrestle, but again, they have no character. Like, I want to give this a chance. If they're not going to do any character development, then I'm not going to care anymore. So, the Banger Bros win. Not sure what that means for them going forward. Like, also, again, does that mean if Brock Lesnar is not win on Saturday, is a rematch of Brock Lesnar and Gunther going to happen now at WrestleMania? It could now, but what build are they going to build towards it? So I'm confused there. And plus two, I wanted to see the trilogy of Sheamus and Gunther at WrestleMania. That should be a WrestleMania match. I've heard some rumors of getting Drew McIntyre in there, making a triple threat. I'm not going to complain about that, but Sheamus should be winning the IC title at Mania. That's the only title he hasn't won yet, but... So we had that. I did like the finish, though. It was a nice, brutal combo of, a bro kick into a Claymore. And it was, very fast and wicked. I thought it was cool. But the Banger Bros win. We had the second part of the Sami Zayn Bloodline video package also. Then we have a backstage segment with Rey Mysterio. There was this exclusive video on YouTube of Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio having a heartfelt exchange of masks as a sign of respect after their match last Friday. So I'm like, okay, are we turning Santos Escobar face here or something? It was interesting, but I gotta see more where it goes. So they have that. And by the way, also, I was a little disappointed. I haven't gotten to watch it because I thought they would show it on SmackDown. Maybe they'll show it on Raw this week. I don't know. But apparently, they did not... Well, not apparently, because I didn't watch it last night. But they didn't show the video clip that they posted on YouTube that I didn't get to watch yet. But I saw it was there. Of Dominic and Rhea crashing Rey Mysterio's Valentine's Day celebration with his wife. I didn't get to see that. So, I might have to go back on YouTube and watch that later. But anyways... Ray mentions how that moment he had with Santos last week knows it meant a lot to him. Because competition is always welcome here. Got hair in my mouth. Karrion Kross and Scarlett roll up. And Kross says he used to want to be a father, but seeing Dominic's lack of respect made him second guess that and calls Ray a pathetic excuse of a father who has to hide behind a mask. And that's set up for another match between them next week. Okay? We then have Asuka showing up on SmackDown to take on Liv Morgan. Match was what it was. Carmella was on commentary. During the match, Raquel Rodriguez came to ringside for to support Liv, because I guess they're randomly in alliance. And Nikki Cross appeared also and just started randomly kissing Michael Cole's forehead on the announce desk just because. But Asuka dominated. She won the match. Afterwards, though, it was basically like a thing where they do where like, oh, all of these women, because Natalia came out afterwards as well, and basically all 6 women brawled because they advertised, yes, we're all fighting in the structure that's right above our heads tomorrow night, this, and that. And of course, the last blow off was at the end where Raquel went to save her friend Liv, but then Liv did her stun move on her, like her code breaker move. And then Asuka takes out Raquel with a kick, and then she and Liv share another moment. Yeah, like I said, the only person I see winning this still is Asuka. So I look forward to seeing Asuka win later on tonight. Gunther is being interviewed in Gorilla, saying he doesn't care what Madcap has to say because one victory and some encouraging words doesn't change a thing. He is right. He's been dominating, and just like everyone else, Moss will fall to the ring general. So then, of course, entrances happen. Gunther gets the big pop, and Madcap Moss gets booed. I felt bad. I mean, again, I know Madcap is trying, but he's just not doing it for me. And like I said, them relying on him being paired on screen with his real-life girlfriend, who's popular, again, is just not going to do it. But yeah, Gunther was being treated like the babyface in this match by the crowd. Madcap Moss was booed. And yes, Gunther got some offense into this, but Madcap got some offense in, but Gunther, it didn't seem like a competitive back and forth match. It was more so like a filler, like Intercontinental title match. I'm wondering if they did, stoop down that low though, because this wasn't going to main event the show. This was not going to be the highlight of the show, as they knew the highlight of the show was going to be Sami Zayn. So, yeah, this didn't really do much for Gunther or Madcap Moss. Gunther won, and, that's that. And then the closing segment. Not much words were said, but we had, of course, the crowd, waiting for Sami to come out all night, as he was going to be closing the show. And his music hits, and of course takes a second because, the first part was the same, but they did another thing correct. They waited till Montreal, which I like that they did that now. I can forgive them for waiting a little bit. They brought back Worlds Apart. Oh, 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 let's go! Yes! Sami Zayn came out to literally a Hulk Hogan type pop. He was welcomed back like a hometown hero, as he should be, and that's another reason why people want to see him win tonight. I still want to see him win tonight, but I also know that the plan still is him and Owens versus Jimmy and Jay at WrestleMania and Cody to dethrone Roman. So I still don't want to get my hopes up unless they do something like where Zayn wins tonight and then Roman wins it right back from him on SmackDown. But even that's kind of like, I don't know, I somewhat, of a waste, I guess. I don't think they'll do that. But and also I'd still rather see, if Roman's gonna face Cody at Mania, I'd still rather see Roman not lose. So it's so tough. And then I'd hate to see Sami lose, because again, the moment is set up so good. They've done such a great job building for it in Montreal. Man, it's so tough, guys. But anyways, Sami literally could not talk for most of the time he was out there, because the Olay chants just dominated, and then everyone else just was just chant welcome back, you deserve it. And then they did cut out the audio, so I don't know if they were saying F you Roman or something like that. I don't know if that was the case, but you know, it was a long, like drawn out thing before Sammy actually got to finally talk. But it was a moment, and then finally he was able to talk. He says, "This time of year, everyone points to the sign that it's the most important show of the year, WrestleMania. But for him, for this city, tomorrow night is once in a lifetime." And then basically he tells him that Roman Reigns is going down. And he's not just facing Sami Zayn, he faces Sami and all the people of Montreal. And that's basically all he said, because he literally had like no time to talk because everybody was just, oh my goodness, showering him with love. He was emotional. It was a moment. I love again still that they brought back Worlds Apart. I just have one more request I wish they would have done. Sammy, my friend, you need to get a haircut. Go back to your old look with the short hair, short beard, like that. I go back to that Sami Zayn, because this long-haired Zayn still, I don't know. It's not the end of the world, but I just think it would be cool to see Sami Zayn go back to his old look, because he hasn't cut his hair since he was off during the pandemic, right? During a time where he wasn't allowed to leave Canada. So, I don't know. But we will see, of course, guys, what happens tonight. And once again, guys, that does it for my SmackDown review. I'm kind of leaning towards up in my grade a little bit, but I'm still sticking with a C+. C+ for SmackDown. I almost gave it a B- because of the video packages and some of the couple little smaller things that they did. Like, again, I do like how, I thought the tag match was decent at the beginning. I do like how they did kind of create that sense of like making me, when Ronda sold that knee injury, that maybe Natty was gonna get her. Like, they did kind of like get me to think that. So something like that. I just feel like there was a couple other things I gave a little more credit to than I should have, but I'm still giving it a C+. Because like I said, I still have mixed feelings about Bray Wyatt taking on either Bobby Lashley or Brock Lesnar, because I really wanted that match to get to WrestleMania. But I guess we're going to find out tonight who Bray Wyatt's opponent will be at WrestleMania. I'd rather see Bray fight Brock, but I want Bobby to win tonight, and that means Bobby would have to fight Bray at WrestleMania. But also, I don't want to see, if they're reforming the Hurt Business against the Wyatt Six, I don't want to see the Hurt Business lose. And Bray Wyatt should not be losing right now also. It's tough. It's confusing. I don't know what to do, guys. But we'll see what happens tonight. Again, next time you see me talk about wrestling, it will be live. And it will be Elimination Chamber. And again, that's when the new intro will be played. And also, right before I go live, I will open up the Instagram page. And I'll get that link immediately on Twitter. So basically, it's like as soon as that's available, boom, we're doing the review. I'm not wasting time. I'm not giving you guys time to check out the Instagram page, where it's all starting at once. The revamp of the Channel of Demand starts with Elimination Chamber review. So guys, again, C+ for SmackDown this week. What are your guys' thoughts on SmackDown? Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at the Club with the Man 93. Be sure also as always to shout for Meatball Sub. And follow me on TikTok at the Club with the Man 1993, which will start to be advertised in the stream graphics starting tonight also, well, starting at Chamber Review also. And of course, hopefully, I didn't get to check, of course, how many characters they allow, but hopefully I'll also be able to have the Club with the Man 1993 as the Instagram page as well. So we'll see what happens, guys. But until then, I'm checking out. I'll see you guys live next time, and have a great rest of your Saturday. Enjoy Chamber tonight, guys. Have a good night. Peace out, everybody.
No